Okay, so just a standard tuning here, E, A, D, G, B, E. And we get this intro that kind of just slowly creeps in. And it's this, picking through arpeggiation style thing. And we'll start here at the D. We go 7D, 9G, and we'll hit this 10B back to 9G, 7D, 9G. So we're just kind of picking through that shape. And basically we're going to kind of like switch a bass note and just like the B string a little bit. So then we move to this F bass note here at the 8A, hit that, and then kind of pick through the same thing, 8A to the 7D, 9G, 7D. All right, and we want this 10B to be an 8 now, so we got to kind of shift a little bit, where I like to do like the pinky on the 9 of the G. So we get that 8 on the B with the ring, and then come on up with the middle on the 8 there. Okay, just picking through it just the same way, that 7D, 9G, 7D. And then basically from there, we just lift that 8A off, just to open A. And then we can kind of get back to our original shape. Pick the 7D, 9G, 7D, and then down to our 10B again, and then back up through the 9, 7, 9. So just kind of playing around with that. All right, and then eventually we kind of get this build up of a big just A, so we can just do the octaves here. Open A with the 7D, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then this initial progression here, start just more kind of like power chord shapes. So just start the F power chord, 1 E with the 3 on the A and D, 1, 2, 3, lift off for the open, low E, 2 on the A and D for the E power chord, just a couple times. And then to like a big compounded A power chord. So keep the open E, open A, 2 on the D and G, hit it, kind of shuffle a few, couple more. Okay, repeat those 3 chords like that a couple times. And then we'll repeat the F and the E again, but instead of going to that compounded A, we go to this compounded C, so just 3 on the E, A, 5 on the D and G, and kind of that same shuffling strum. Then we just move it up 2 more frets to the D power chord with the A on top, so 5 on the E and A, 7 on the D and G. And in here, we just kind of strum right on beat with this, building it up like, 16 times. Okay, just right into the next section. And now we move to an F major 7 shape, and I like to throw the extra C bass note on top, so we go 8 on the E and A with the 10D, 9G. And you can just single strum it. Everything kind of chills out a little bit here. Get this A sus with the E on top. So easy way to do that here, we just do the open E and A with the 9 on the D. Okay, repeat that again, same chords. And then like the second time through, we can take that 9D, after a couple beats, bring it up to a 12. A sus 4 there. Okay, and you can just alternate between those chords like that. And then we kind of add a little something, where basically it's the same F major 7, but now we can throw in the 10 on the B with it. So we got our 8s, the 10, 9, and then a 10 here. Just throwing in that note. And now we shift our A to look more like a minor flat 6 thing, where same E and A open there, and then we do a 10 on the D and G. And with this, we hit it for like a beat, and then we just make that 10G a 9, keeping the 10D and the opens on top, like an A minor. And just repeat those 3 chords like that for this section. Eventually we get to this kind of interlude, like dynamic spot where we'll pick through an F major 7. And I like to do it down here just so we can get to the next chord easy, and it's easier to do in this with some opens here. So we'll pick the 3D, 2G to an open high E, back to the 2G, do a 3 open high E, 2G to open E. Now we just do this big dynamic hits on a big A power chord. So you can do the open E and A, 2 on the D and G, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just repeat those 2 different dynamics, a little picking into the chords for that section. And after that, we get to something similar to the previous sections where everything chills out a bit, and we just bounce between a couple different chords. The 8 on the A, and then 7s on the D and G. Okay, it's like F6 to a F major 7, so we go 8, A, 7, D, 9 on the G. So we're just changing this G string from a 7 to 9. And we just kind of hold that a moment, and then just go the reverse. Go 9 to 7 with the 8s and 7 on top. And you just go through that a couple times, and like, you know, after the second time, you can do this little bit where when we go from the 8-7-9 to the 8-7-7, you can throw in an 8B with that. Okay, just a little fun alternating thing there. And then we get some building up into the next section. Start with just like a real basic open style F major 7. So 3D, 2G, 1B, open high E, just right on tempo, down strumming it for about, you know, 2 times of 4 strums, basically, so 8 strums. And then we shift to like the C major 7. So just take what we had there, bring the 3 and 2 up a set. So we got 3A, 2D, and then we just do an open G and B under it, same strum style. Back to the F major 7. And then the second time we hit the C major 7, we throw an extra note with it, the 3 on the high E. So another kind of alternating thing happening there. And then we get to this other section where it's almost feels like a key shift maybe, where we get to this compounded D suspended 2. So we do a 5 on the E and A, 7 on the D and G, and we want this 5B under it. And then we move to A sus2 with the E on top, so just the open E and A with the 9 on the D and G. And you can throw in the open B with that too, just to get it bigger, you know. Alright. Okay, big dynamic section there. And at the end, we get kind of a new look here, where we'll do our A7 sus2, so open A, 9 on the D and G, and throw in this 8B with it. It's just kind of hit it, low hold, once more, a couple, just shuffling through this. Okay, now we throw in this E7, no third, and it's just open low E, 7A, 9 on the D with the 7G. Hit that, couple strums, to our F major 7 with the C on top, so the 8s on the E and A, 10, D, 9, G. Hit this, you know, shuffle a little bit. And then we get, best I can tell, it's like a B7 no third. It's just basically a couple B notes with the A in there, so just 7, E, open A, 9 on the D. Alright, we just hit that once this first time through because we started over. We do our A7 sus2 at the open 9s with the 8 to that E7 at the open E7A, 9D, 7G. And now once we get to our F major 7 with the C, the 8s, the 10, and the 9, we just stay there and we just strum it, keep strumming on it. And as we're strumming it, we do kind of this really emphasizing the 9 on the G, and give it a little slow bend, a little release, kind of bend it, and it just kind of building up to the very end.